Hello students, welcome back to Indian Academy YouTube channel. I am Anupama, Biology teaching faculty at Indian Academy PU College. In this video, I will take you all through another interesting and important topic in science. It is rules for the inheritance of traits from the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Questions from this topic will be frequently asked in 10th Standard Karnataka State Board examination. Do watch this video till the end. Have you ever wondered why do we look like our parents and siblings, but not exactly like them? You must have characters which might be different from that of your parents. Sometimes siblings also do not look similar to each other. To answer several related questions, we must understand the principles behind inheritance and variation. Let us understand the meaning of inheritance and variation. Inheritance is a process by which characters are passed from parents to offspring. Here you all need to clearly understand when characters are passed from our parents to us, few traits completely resemble to our parents and few doesn't. Let us take dimple in cheek as an example. Those who are watching this video, if you have dimple in your cheeks, you must have noticed that this character will resemble any of your parent. That is, the same trait is expressed either in your father or mother and as well as in you, and that's the similarity we find between two generations. As we quoted earlier, certain traits shows variation. Then what is variation? Variation refers to character difference in progeny to their parents. Look at this image. We see two different types of earlobes. It's attached earlobe and free earlobe. Attached earlobe is directly attached to the side of the head. Free earlobes hang down below that point of connection. And that's the character difference, and this is called variation. Remember, parents with free earlobes can give birth to a child with attached earlobe. Here we can see different characters in two generations. You all can have a check whether your earlobes matches with your parental generation or not. It's not one trait as such. We may show differences in our hair color, blood group, what we like, and how we act. In mid-19th century, Gregor Johann Mendel, the father of genetics, conducted series of experiments to understand the rules for the inheritance of traits and proposed laws of inheritance. Mendel experimented on garden pea plants. Why Mendel selected pea plants for his experiments? It's because of the visible contrasting characters and short lifespan. Mendel performed many crossing experiments through artificial pollination. He was not dependent on natural pollinating agents. For the first time, he used statistical analysis and mathematical reasoning to solve biological problems. Let us take a look on contrasting visible characters of garden peas. Mendel selected a total of 7 contrasting traits, but we are focusing on 3 major traits. Firstly, the stem height, which shows 2 contrasting forms, it's tall and dwarf. The next trait is seed shape, exhibits 2 contrasting forms, round and wrinkle. And another trait is flower color with 2 contrasting forms, violet and white. Before to take a look on the crossing experiments performed by Mendel, let us understand the genetic terms and symbols. Firstly, what are characters? Features of an organism. Characters can also be called as traits. What is a gene? A particular segment of DNA. Remember, all the traits which expresses in us as well as in plants is because of genes. A gene may control single character or multiple characters. What are alleles? Alternate forms of a gene. The role of gene is to express its property, and that is possible through alleles. So that means a gene is represented with two alleles. There are two different forms of alleles. It's dominant and recessive. What is a dominant allele? Allele that expresses its property. And what is recessive allele? It is the one which is suppressed. As you all can see here, symbols are represented for dominant and recessive alleles are based on one of the character of the pea plant, that is stem height. It is of two contrasting forms, tall and dwarf. Tall being dominant is represented with capital letter T, and dwarf being recessive is represented with small letter t. Next is homozygous dominant. Two similar dominant alleles in a gene is called homozygous dominant. Capital T represents the plant is tall. Heterozygous dominant. Two dissimilar alleles in a gene is called heterozygous dominant. Capital T, small t also represents the plant is tall because the recessive allele is suppressed. Homozygous recessive. Two similar recessive alleles in a gene is called homozygous recessive. Small t represents the plant is dwarf or short. Now, let us learn to work out a cross to understand inheritance of one gene over two generations. This experiment is also called as monohybrid cross. Mendel selected two pea plants differing in a pair of contrasting character, that is the tall plant species and the dwarf plant species. Tall being dominant is represented with a genotype capital T, and dwarf being recessive is represented with a genotype small t. Another important aspect which you all need to remember is the allelic pair in the parental generation separates during gamete formation. So let us see how it separates. As you all can see here, the gamete receives any one allele out of two. The gamete receives any one allele out of two. As two alleles are similar in both the plants, the other set of gametes also receives same allele, so you can write it once. So this is called gamete formation, segregation of alleles during gamete formation. So next is F1 hybrid. The fusion between these two gametes results in the formation of a plant with genotype capital T, small t, which is a tall plant. Mendel allowed F1 hybrid to self-pollinate. This is called F1 selfing. Here also, the allelic pair in the parental gene segregates during gamete formation. So this is how the allelic pair in the parental gene segregates during gamete formation, so that the gamete receives any one allele out of two. Here both the alleles to be retained in the gamete because it is dissimilar. Next is F2 generation. Fusion between these gametes give rises to 4 plant species. So with the help of Punnett square, we can easily show the formation of F2 plants. The top row of the Punnett square shows the male gamete, and the first column of Punnett square shows the female gametes. So look at the first plant. It is a fusion between capital T and capital T. So this is homozygous stall. The second plant is the fusion between capital T and small t, heterozygous stall. Similarly, the third plant is also the fusion between capital T and small t. It is heterozygous stall. And the last one is a fusion between small t and small t. It is homozygous dwarf. Let us see the differences between F1 and F2 plants. In F1 generation, all the plants produced were dominant because of the cross between two homozygous parents, differing in a pair of contrasting character. In F2 generation, along with the dominant trait, the recessive characteristic feature is also expressed in one of the plant, so that is dwarf. Here you all need to note that a single copy of capital T is enough to make the plant tall, while both the copies to be small t for the plant to be short or dwarf. By the end of this cross, Mendel proposed two ratios. It is phenotype ratio. Phenotype means the external appearance of the plant body. Number of tall species produced in F2 generation and number of dwarf species produced in F2 generation, and the ratio is 3:1. How many tall species have we got in this crossing experiments? It's 3 species. 3 species are tall and 1 species is dwarf. So the phenotype ratio is 3:1. Genotype ratio means the genetic makeup of the plant body. Genetic makeup in the sense the height of the plant body is represented by a gene and what is its condition. And this ratio is 1:2:1. 1 indicates the plant species is homozygous tall. 2 plant species are heterozygous tall, which has dissimilar alleles, and 1 species is homozygous dwarf. So the genotype ratio is 1:2:1. You all can work out similar cross for other two traits, that is seed shape and flower color. The same Mendelian principles are applied in humans also to understand how genes inherits over generations. Let us take an exemplar question. A man with blood group A marries a woman with blood group O. A man with blood group A marries a woman with blood group O and their daughter has blood group O. Is this information enough to tell you which of the traits, blood group A or O, is dominant? Why or why not? Let us apply Mendelian principles to solve this question. Now we need to show the blood groups in parental generation. Father's blood group is A and the mother's blood group is O. As we all know, blood groups are also the traits which are controlled by genes. Now we need to give genotype for these blood groups. A blood group is controlled by a gene called capital I to the power A and small I. And O blood group is controlled by a gene called small I, small I. As you all can see here, the father's blood group is controlled by a gene which is heterozygous. The father's blood group is controlled by a gene which is heterozygous. Heterozygous means this got two dissimilar alleles. Capital I power A represents the allele is dominant and small I is recessive. Whereas here the O blood group is controlled by similar recessive alleles in mother. As per the Mendelian principles, the allelic pair in the gene separates during gamete formation. So here you can see The genotype, capital I power A small I, so this got separated during gamete formation, and the two recessive alleles in mother also segregate during gamete formation. The fusion between these gametes results in 4 offsprings in F1 generation. As you all can see in the Punnett square, 2 children are born with A blood group and 2 children are born with O blood group. This shows that there is a possibility where a child can born with O blood group if the parental blood groups are A and O. Not always. There is another gene controls A blood group. It is capital IA, capital IA. Suppose if this is the gene of the father which controls A blood group, then there is no chance of a child to born with O blood group because this is homozygous dominant. You all can work out a cross to check. This clearly indicates A blood group is dominant and O blood group is recessive. To conclude, human cells contains 46 chromosomes which contain the DNA and genes that makes each cell unique. 23 of these chromosomes were inherited from a person's father. Another 23 of these chromosomes were inherited from a person's mother. So we can say that each person is made up of a combination of genes from both of their parents, and that's the rule for inheritance, which means each trait can be influenced by both paternal and maternal DNA. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video was useful. We'll meet in the next video with another important topic. Till then, keep learning.